My name's Ned. This is my dog Chai. And today we're going to be talking about Microsoft Power BI and why it's here to stay. If you're looking for a data visualization platform to invest your time in learning, I would recommend Microsoft Power BI. And it's not for the reasons that you might think. It's because of these three factors. So, what are they? Well, let's talk about them. But first, let's clarify Power BI's technology is not why you should learn the tool. In fact, if we look at Tableau, if we look at Looker, if we look at even Databricks' AI BI Genie, they all have really cool tech in them. I would argue that their tech is actually, in some cases, even better. There's features in Tableau that Microsoft Power BI still doesn't have. And in fact, if we drill in on Tableau, Tableau had a huge advantage over Microsoft Power BI. They had this really smart marketing move where they gave it away to students and educators completely for free. What this meant is that I learned Tableau in college. My dad, was a history professor, taught it to his students. And so you had these huge groups of students entering into the BI marketplace or the employment marketplace, already knowing how to use Tableau. So, how did Microsoft Power BI overtake that lead? Well, the first way they did it is cost. The Microsoft Power BI product is significantly cheaper than Tableau. On a per user level, right? Anyone can download Microsoft Power BI desktop for free and start building. The same is not true of the other three tools that I just named. Microsoft, in particular, was able to do this because they're such a large corporation. What this also means for you as the learner, it means that you can download Power BI Desktop and you can follow along with tutorials like this. And you can learn how to use an enterprise level tool that immediately adds value to your resume. What's the second reason why I think you should learn Microsoft Power BI? Well, frankly, it's that it's from Microsoft. If you look at corporations across America or across the world, they use a lot of Microsoft products. They use Excel, they use Word, they use SharePoint, and Microsoft Power BI integrates with all of these. And so, what that means is that Microsoft already has a huge advantage. It's kind of like Apple with iMessage, right? Any tool that they can essentially bundle in with these other tools, which is what they do when they sell a Microsoft Power BI license, right? They bundle those licenses in with all these other agreements they're selling these corporations. Um, you're going to inevitably have increased adoption of the tool. Like, if I'm a company, why would I first negotiate with Microsoft and get Power BI, maybe and sometimes even thrown in for free, and then go and negotiate a separate agreement for Tableau? It's just extra work. So if you are learning Microsoft Power BI, there's probably a good chance that whatever company you're applying to a job for already has Microsoft Power BI licenses available. And so you knowing how to use Power BI, it's a huge advantage. All right. So, what's the third and final reason that I think you should learn Microsoft Power BI over any of its competitors? Well, frankly, it's the community. So, one of the things you might find as you're kind of Googling and trying to learn Microsoft Power BI is there's a huge amount of documentation. There's videos like the ones you find on my channel. There's a huge Reddit group, right? That community makes it really easy to learn the tool. And Microsoft knows this. If you look at their documentation, you'll find that it's community driven. So anyone can actually go and contribute an article on how to do something and have that article live on Microsoft's website, which is kind of cool. But what that means is that they have and are able to produce way more documentation and tutorials than their competitors, let's just say. So, if you found this video useful and you're considering learning Microsoft Power BI and building out a career in business intelligence, please consider subscribing. If you clicked on this video because I titled it something like Microsoft Power BI versus Tableau, I'm sorry for the clickbait and hopefully you're not that mad. Thanks for watching.